Hello, my friends. It's me again, and I am back with another favorite film of mine. And this time I have for you. Oh my goodness, I can't seem to hold the camera straight. This time I have for you the film called Bright Road, released in 1953. And Bright Road, oh my goodness, sorry about that. Bright Road, released in 1953, is a drama film starring Dorothy Dandridge as a dedicated fourth grade teacher in a rural Alabama school who tries to help a troubled student named C.T. Young, played by young Philip Hepburn. This film is directed by Gerald Mayer. This film features Harry Belefonte in his screen debut as the school principal, and this film is notable for its nearly all-black cast and its focus on the teacher-student relationship rather than overt racial issues. This film was adapted from Mary Elizabeth Vroman's short story, See How They Run. The movie was a significant low-budget production for MGM that showcased the talent of its leads before they became major stars. This film is about a first-year fourth grade teacher named Jane Richards that takes on the challenge of helping a student who has a history of failing grades, refusing to give up on him even after setbacks like the death of a classmate. The cast of this film stars Dorothy Dandridge, Harry Belefonte, and young Philip Hepburn as C.T. Young, and young Barbara Ann Sanders as Tanya. This film is based on the Christopher Award-winning short story, See How They Run, by Mary Elizabeth Vroman, who also helped write the screenplay. The Christopher Award for books is a non-competitive honor given annually to authors, illustrators, writers, directors, and producers. It highlights works that affirms the highest values of the human spirit and reflect the motto, it's better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. And I'm going to speak a little bit now about the Christopher Award. The Christopher Award for books was established in 1949 by the Christophers, a Christian nonprofit organization founded in 1945 by Mary Knoll father James Keller. The non-competitive nature of the Christopher Award means multiple or zero entries can win across various categories in a given year rather than competing for a single first place prize. The core message of the Christopher Award focuses on stories highlighting kindness, courage, unity, faith, and the triumph of the human spirit over adversity. The Christopher Award is also presented to producers, directors, and writers of books, films, and television specials that affirm the highest values of the human spirit. And yes, and yes, and that's the end of the research that I did for this film. And now I want to talk a little bit about why I love this film. And I love this film very, very much. It's near and dear to my heart. And I had to think long and hard. I had to think long and hard to decide whether I wanted to share this film with you or not. And because I just love this film, and it's like a gem or a treasure that I like to keep hidden, and it's like a secret that I keep to myself because this is such a beautiful film, in my opinion, and I just love this film, and because it's just a beautiful film, and also because if you didn't already know, I am an elementary school teacher, and I've been teaching for over 26 years, and so when I first discovered this movie, I was just really, I'm going to say it again, I was knocked for a loop, and I just loved this film, and it just resonated so much with my heart and my soul, and I just love helping children, and I love teaching children, and so this story just really resonated with me and touched my heart, and so that's why I like it. I like to keep it secret to myself, but it's such a beautiful film, and I think that every person should see this film, and also so that's why I decided to share it with you. I'm taking it out of my treasure box, and I'm going to share it with the world, because I think everyone should watch this film, and also since it is time to go back to school, at least here in America, students are starting to go back to school, and so I thought this would be a perfect time to share this film with you. And so yes, and this film is a very low budget film, and it's not very well known, but it's just beautifully made, and the stars give wonderful performances, and one of the main features about this film is It's notable for its all-black cast, and it takes place in rural Alabama, and it focuses just mainly on the student-teacher relationship, and it doesn't go into racial tensions that might have been happening at the time of the making of this film. And that's another reason I like this film. But yes, and as I mentioned in my introduction, in the research that I did about this film is about a fourth grade teacher, and it's her first year of teaching, and she has a student in her class named C.T. Young, and he has a history of repeating grades twice, when she learns that about him, she's determined to help him pass the fourth grade in just 1 year. She learns that one of the reasons he doesn't like going to school is because he loves nature. He would rather be out and about in nature and learning about nature, and rather than being in a classroom. And so that's one of the reasons why he has a hard time passing in school. But he's very bright. He just chooses not to pay attention because his mind is on nature, and he raises bees, and he's also very loving and caring and kind, and he loves his family, and he loves taking care of his family. And so he just would rather not be in school. He just doesn't think much about school. And so she makes these discoveries throughout the film, and it has a beautiful ending, and yeah, so anyway, so yes, I think I've said everything I wanted to say. Oh, and this film also stars Barbara Ann Sanders as Tanya, and Tanya is C.T.'s best friend, and well, I'm gonna let you discover what happens there in the film with Tanya. And yeah, and this is Harry Belefonte's debut role in film, and he plays Mr. Williams, the school principal, and Dorothy Dandridge plays Jane Richards, the first year fourth grade teacher in this film. Oh, and that I just remembered that another feature about this film that I really, really like as a teacher is that this film showcases a teacher's inner monologue. And, I can attest as a teacher that teachers use their inner monologue all day long. Throughout the school day, we use our inner monologue. We talk to ourselves in our minds about what to say, what to do, what not to do, what not to say, how to do something, how not to do something, and we go through things in our heads. And so this film showcases Jane Richards' inner monologue, what she's thinking about as she's teaching her class and as she's working with CT. And when I saw that in this film, I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. That is exactly what teachers do all day long, as they use their inner monologue to decide about what to do, what not to do, and stuff like that. So, yes, you'll see that in the film, and I just think that that's just a very authentic and a very notable characteristic about this film. And so, yes, so anyway, without further ado, this is the film called Bright Road, released in 1953, starring Dorothy Dandridge, Harry Belefonte, young Philip Hepburn as CT, and young Barbara Ann Sanders as Tanya. And yes, so I'm going to pause because I'm actually going to rewind to share with you the opening what is it called? The opening introduction by TCM host Alicia Malone about this film, and she gives a lot of information about the film, and then I'll start the film again. Okay, so just one moment, please. Okay, I'm back, and this is the introduction by the TCM host, Alicia Malone.
I would be the closest possible. It literally took my breath away.
Go to tcmwineclub.com or call 1-844-WINE-TCM.
Thanks for being here on TCM as we celebrate Dorothy Dandridge on the night before her 100th birthday. I'm Alicia Malone. And next we are watching a lovely film where Dandridge plays a school teacher and Harry Belafonte is the principal. From 1953, it's Bright Road. This was the first leading role for Dorothy Dandridge after many years of appearing in soundies or performing as a specialty singer in movies. She'd had several small character parts as early as 1940 in Four Shall Die, but Bright Road offered something different, an MGM picture that wasn't a musical or strictly focused on race. Dandridge plays Jane Richards, a teacher new to a school run by Mr. Williams, played by Harry Belafonte in his film debut. The other teachers have given up on a student named CT, played by Philip Hepburn, a dreamy young kid who has repeated each grade. But Miss Richards sees potential in CT and becomes determined to help him. That plot comes from the short story See How They Run, written by Mary Elizabeth Broman while she was a school teacher in Alabama. She based her story on her own experiences and also helped to adapt her story into this screenplay, earning her admission into the Screenwriters Guild and becoming the first black writer to be accepted into the guild in the process. Bright Road was given a short shooting schedule and a small budget and was directed by Gerald Mayer. He was the nephew of Louis B. Mayer, and though his uncle did give him jobs, they were often only B pictures, and he felt he was held back by LB. Dorothy Dandridge and Gerald Mayer struck up a friendship on this set, and she said he went about with the dynamism of a knowing director, wanting to lift up what was supposed to be a budget B picture to some level of excellence. So let's take a look from 1953. This is Bright Road.
I just love that lion.
I'm Dorothy Dandridge. I play the role of Jane Richards, a teacher. And I wasn't sure how it was all going to work out. This was my first day. This is Philip Hepburn, who plays C.T., the boy who never did see much sense in going to school. And this is Harry Belefonte, who plays the part of Mr. Williams, the school principal, who found C.T. the most difficult boy he'd ever known. But it wasn't punishment that C.T. needed. It was love, a love like Tanya's. And Tanya is played by Barbara Sanders. Of course, C.T. never let on that Tanya occupied a special place in his heart. But you couldn't fool the children. It was just a game, a bit of make-believe, like the story we call...
I love the music. It just conveys that this is about children. And the song is going to play a part in the film. And you'll see the song in the film.
Okay, caterpillar, spin your cocoon. Okay, I'm going. But don't tell anybody about this, understand? This is our secret. And when I say secret, I mean secret. Go on.
Okay, so you see there that he loves nature, and he loves being out in nature, and he's just a lovely, lovely little boy, and just a beautiful little child, and he just loves nature, and he doesn't. He says a particular line in the movie that perfectly describes how he feels about school. But he would just rather be out in nature than go to school, basically. And so, yes, so anyway, here we go. He's the last one in. He doesn't want to go. It says, I am the new teacher. My name is Miss Richards.
My first day, my first class. I wonder if you're as scared as I am. Well, there's only one way to find out. were late.
I'm always late the first day. Sometimes I'm late the second day, too.
Come on, Steve, well, we'll have to talk about that, won't we? Please take a seat. Oh, here's one right down here in the front row. Right here.
That's Tanya.
Now, if you'll all rise, we'll begin the school year by pledging allegiance to the flag.
Okay, so as you saw, he is the last one to arrive. He just doesn't want to go, and so he's procrastinating. and then you saw just a small taste of her inner monologue about being the new teacher, and she wonders if they're as nervous as she is, and so yes. And then you saw when she tells him to come and sit at the front of the class, he sits right next to his best friend, Tanya. He and Tanya are best friends, and you're going to see more about their friendship in the film. And this is another reason why I love this film, because of the friendship between he and Tanya. And so yes, it's a special friendship, and I won't say any more so that you can discover about their friendship as we watch the film together. So anyway, yes, so let's get back to the film.
Will you listen to the flash, please? Good, yes.
Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, I guess it's about time we became acquainted. Suppose I skip around the room a bit, and as I call your name, would you please stand and tell me something about yourself? How old you are, where you live, what you did during the summer, anything. Booker T. Jones.
My name is Booker T. Jones. I'm 10 years old. I live on Payne's Path. I didn't do nothing in the summer.
Franklin Caldwell.
I'm Franklin Delano Caldwell. I'm Abraham Lincoln Caldwell. We're brothers. I'm 10 years old.
Booker T. Franklin Delano, Abraham Lincoln. I have all the great names of history.
We've lived here 5 years. They call me boy. They call me Lord. I went swimming. I caught a lot of fish. I cooked the fish. Yeah, and you ate them too.
Thank you, boys. You too, Lloyd. We'll have to go to that again sometime. Rachel Smith.
My name is Rachel Veronica Smith. I am 9 years old. My father is a Methodist minister, and my mother is a housewife. Last summer, Daddy took us to New York to visit my Aunt Jen. There are millions and millions of people in New York, and the buildings are so tall they touch the sky. They are too tall to sky. Aren't they, Miss Richards?
Well, as a matter of fact, Rachel, easy, Jane. Encourage discussion if you can. Well, now, let's see. Is there something you wanted to say? Well, what was it you said?
Didn't mean to say that.
Buildings as tall as the sky.
Well, as a matter of fact, the buildings in New York are very, very tall. It's as if you took one building and put it on top of another, and another on top of another, until it gets... Well, suppose we leave it to the class. How many of you have ever been to New York? 5. And And how tall would you say the buildings are?
Looking so I was on the mountain. Too high for me, Miss Richard. I got dizzy looking down.
Well, I guess that gives us a pretty good idea, doesn't it? Do I have your name here?
My name is C.T. C.T. Young.
May I have your full name, please? What do the initials CT stand for?
Don't stand for nothing. Just C.T.
Oh, I see. Would you like to give us a report on your summer?
No, ma'am. Don't think I would.
You may sit down. I guess we've had enough reports for a while anyway.
Okay, so there you saw that you saw a little bit of her inner monologue, where she tells herself, whoa, encourage discussion, and so she allowed the children to speak about their the sharing of their summers or any information they wanted to share with the class about themselves. And also you got to see an introduction to some of the other students in the film, and that's another reason why I really like this film, is because of the children. They're very authentic and lovable and charming, and they play a great role in the film. And you saw that CT just, he's just not interested in being in school, and he wasn't. He didn't believe about the skyscrapers in New York City, and he was like, that's not real, that's not true. And his other classmates had to make him believe about the skyscrapers in New York City, because he's very logical. If he doesn't see it in nature, he's not quick to believe anything that's not that he doesn't find in nature, such as the skyscrapers in New York City, which are, not part of natural nature. But yes, anyway, so, let me pause and get to the next scene. One moment, please. Okay, I'm back, and I think I'm going to just let it play, because we're going to see some more important parts of the film. So, okay, let me continue.
Had enough reports for a while anyway.
That's Tanya and CT's dog.
CT, I don't like keeping children after school, but I want to make sure that you and I understand each other. Now, you didn't make a very good start for your first day, did you? First, you were late. Then you weren't very helpful in class, were you? Were you?
No, ma'am. I ain't never been to New York, but I know one thing silly old Rachel don't know. Ain't nothing in the world as tall as the sky. Nothing.
How many years did you spend in the second grade, CT?
2.
And in the third?
2.
This is your first year in this grade?
Yes, I always spend 2 years in each grade.
How many children in your family?
9.
You the oldest?
No, ma'am, I'm sort of in the middle.
Is your father working?
Yes, sir. He has a big job at the mill.
Did you bring your lunch to school with you this morning, C.T.?
No, ma'am. I eat such a big breakfast, I don't need no lunch.
Oh, I see. And just what did you have for breakfast this morning?
What I have every morning. Fried chicken and gravy and sweet potatoes and rice and coffee.
What a wonderful, wonderful lie.
Well, I guess that's enough.
Well, yes, that certainly sounds like a wonderful breakfast. But from now on, I want you to have a school lunch every noon, and I'll arrange for it. Would you be on time tomorrow? You may go now. Oh, just one more thing, C.T.
Yes, ma'am.
Just what is it you have against school?
Oh, me? Oh, I got nothing against school. But I got nothing for it either.
Okay, so we learned some background information about CT. He didn't believe about the skyscrapers because he doesn't believe that there's anything taller than the sky, which is, of course, I mean, he loves nature. He believes in nature, and so, of course, there's nothing bigger than the sky, of course. So, we find out that he spent 2 years in second grade. He spent 2 years in third grade, and now this is his first year in fourth grade. And then Miss Richards pulls a data card about him, and it says there that his father only has occasional part-time work. So, and we learned that he has 9 siblings, and he's somewhere in the middle of the 9 siblings. And so, with a father that only has an occasional part-time job, that tells us that, he probably has a poor their family is probably poor. And so she asks him about what he had for breakfast, and he makes up this elaborate lie about what he ate for breakfast. He says fried chicken and gravy and sweet potatoes and rice, and she goes into her inner dialogue, and she says, what a wonderful lie he's telling. And then so she is going to arrange for him to have a school lunch every noon in school, because she knows that he's lying about what he eats for breakfast. And so yes, we get the background information about CT. And he's one of 9 children, and he has a poor family. He's repeated the second grade twice. He repeated the third grade twice, and he's in the first year of the fourth grade. And he loves nature. He believes in nature, and he doesn't believe anything is higher or larger than the sky. And so, yes, he's just a wonderful little boy. And I almost forgot. Miss Richards asks him what he has against school, and he says, no, I have nothing against school, but I have nothing for it either. And so, and that's the line that I was referring to at the beginning of the film, that he clearly states his position on school. He said, I have nothing against school, but I have nothing for it. And so that's just his attitude about school. And but Miss Richards is going to do everything she can to help CT have a successful fourth grade, a successful year in fourth grade, and help him to not have to repeat fourth grade twice, like he repeated second grade twice, and he repeated third grade twice. And so she's determined to help him be successful in fourth grade and pass, and not to have to repeat fourth grade twice, like he has had to do in the past. And so yes, and so now this following scene is going to show the friendship between CT and Tanya. And this is quite lovely. So here we go. They're holding hands. Okay. I'm trying not to cry. Yes, you see the special relationship between Tanya and CT. They're just friends. They get along very well with each other, and CT explains to her that he tells her why he calls his dog is named Come Here. His dog is named Come Here, and Tanya asked him why he decided to call her Come Here. And he says, because she comes when I call her. And then Tanya tells her that she likes the new teacher, and she thinks that she's wonderful, and that she thinks that she's beautiful. And CT goes, you talk just like a girl. And he just doesn't think very highly of the new teacher. And then they hear a bird singing in the trees, and of course, because CT loves nature, he goes to see the bird in the tree, and they put words to the song that the bird is singing, and Tanya is singing a song about a bird, and they're walking home together, and as they're singing the song, they hold hands. It's so lovely and sweet and wonderful. And so the next scene is Tanya is going to ask CT if he's going to go to Sunday school this year, and he's going to answer her question, and we're going to find out how CT feels about religion. Okay, so here we go.
LCT? Yeah? Are you going to be at Sunday school this year? Nah. Don't you want to go to heaven?
Nope. This place right here is good enough for me.
Oh, CT. Well, I'll be looking for you just the same. Bye now.
Bye. Hey, Sam.
Okay, so Tanya asks him if he's going to go to Sunday school this year, and he gives his usual response, nah. And she goes, oh, CT, don't you want to go to heaven? And he gives, considering what we've already learned about CT, he gives a typical answer. He says, no, this place right here is good enough for me. And Tanya says, oh, CT, well, I'll still be looking for you at in Sunday school anyway. And she says, goodbye now, and he says, goodbye now, and they and that's the end of that scene. And so we also learned that CT doesn't think very highly of religion as well. I'm assuming he has nothing for it and nothing against it. Just like he said about school, he doesn't have anything against it, but he doesn't have anything for it either. So, yes, we'll learn a little bit more about his feelings about religion in the other parts of this movie. And now we're going to see CT at home, and you're going to see that he likes being at home and helping at home, and is just a lovely, caring, kind little boy. Okay, here we go.
Stop messing with all those things. You get stung. Go and play in the yard. Hi, Joe. Say, what's the big news today? Cowboy Jones and Ophelia? Hi, Kenny Lee. Say, you're getting pretty every day. Boy, do you know it. Hello, sweetheart. Hi, love. What? Good, right away.
Okay, so we see that CT is a lovely, is also a lovely child at home. He, when he gets home, he finds his little brother at the beehive, and he gets him away from the beehive and tells him, you know, don't come around here because you'll only get stung by the bees. And so he gets him away from the beehives, and then he says hello to his other little brother, and he asks him how his day was, and then he picks up the baby and tells the baby, oh, you're getting really big and heavy now, and he carries him toward the house, and then his mother comes out, and she takes the baby away from CT, and then CT goes to the clothesline and grabs a towel and puts it over his shoulder, and then grabs the baby back from his mother and holds the baby, and is like going to burp the baby, or is going to go inside to give the baby a bottle or something like that. So we learned that CT is just a lovely son at home. He's very kind and caring and nurturing, and toward his siblings, and is helpful to his mother by helping her with the baby. And he's just a wonderful son, a wonderful child, a loving, caring, kind child at home. And so, yes, this is just another reason why I love this film so much. It's just the character of CT is just so wonderful and endearing, and yeah. So anyway, okay, so this next scene is when CT goes to Sunday school, and Miss Richards is the Sunday school teacher as well. And we're going to see that Tanya has a strong belief and strong religion, and likes Sunday school, and is very faithful. And CT is still struggling with his still struggling with religion. And he's going to ask Miss Richards a very important question. And you'll see his reaction to the answer that she gives him. So here we go.
How sweet on a clear Sabbath morning to listen to the clear ringing bell. Its tones so sweetly are calling. Oh, come to the church in the vale. Oh, come to the church in the wildwood. Oh, come to the church in the vale. No ties so dear to my childhood as the little brown church in the vale.
That was very nice. Now let's see. Suppose we begin at the beginning. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. Now who can tell us who God is?
God is our Father. Our Father who art in heaven.
Very good. Now why did God make us? Sardine?
He made us to serve Him in this world and to be happy with Him forever in the next world.
Now how did God make us? In what way did He make us? Mary Louise?
God created us in His image. We're all children of God.
Very good, Mary Louise. God created us all in His image. What's the matter, C.T.?
Didn't say nothing.
You were thinking something, weren't you? Suppose you stand up and tell us how you feel about this.
Can't see how everybody looks like God when some's black and some's white.
Uh-oh. I walked right into that one, didn't I? Well, there's only one answer. I hope he'll understand it. Yes, C.T. God created everybody in His image, black and white.
How come? What color is God anyway?
Well, it isn't a matter of color at all. When God made us in His image, He put a bit of Himself in each one of us. He loves us just like your mother and father love you. We're all brothers together.
If white people and black people are brothers, how come they don't act like brothers?
Oh, Lord, let me say the right word just this once. C.T., it isn't God's fault when people don't act like brothers. It isn't an easy thing to do, but we can learn because God is always willing to help us when we ask Him.
I noticed, for instance, that in the matter of extra...
Okay, so, excuse me, yeah, that was a very powerful scene. Miss Richards starts with the very beginning of the Bible and about the Word was with God, and then she asks the students who God is, ask who God is, and why did God make man, and then Miss Richards could tell that C.T. was thinking differently, and so she asks him, how he felt about it, and he of course brought up the obvious question of if we are all made in his image, why are there black people and white people, and of course you could say brown people, and etc., etc., etc. And she goes into her inner monologue and she says, oh gosh, I walked right into that one. And I guess there's only one answer, and I hope he'll accept it. And she gives him a response that that it's not God's fault if people do not treat each other with love and respect and kindness. And but we can all learn to treat each other with love and kindness and respect. And if we ask God for help, we can all do that. And CT doesn't take that response very well, and he walks out of the Sunday school class, and so he struggles with how black people and white people are treated differently in society. And so yes, so it's kind of a hard it's a powerful scene, and it's hard to take, but it's reality. But yes. Anyway, so now the next scene is about the teachers are having a meeting with the principal, Mr. Williams, the principal, and the teachers are going to they're going to tell Miss Richards that, that they've had CT in the past, and that there's no way to help him. He'll only have to repeat the 4th grade again, and but Miss Richards is going to accept the challenge to help CT pass the 4th grade in 1 year instead of having to repeat it again next year. So yes, and she's also going to stand up to Principal Williams and tell him that she believes that she can help CT, because Mr. Williams also doesn't believe that CT can pass the 4th grade in the 1st year, that he's only going to have to repeat the 4th grade. So she's going to accept the challenge and stand up to both the teachers and the principal about being able to help CT. Okay, here we go.
School lunches were somewhat over the budget, particularly in your grade, Miss Richards. Well, let's go over some of these names. We'll start with the last one you added, CT.
Let me rewind because I think we missed a part.
Notice, for instance, that in the matter of extra school lunches, we're somewhat over the budget, particularly in your grade, Miss Richards. Well, let's go over some of these names. I'll start with the last one you added, C.T. Young. What about him?
C.T., I had him last year and the year before that, but I never put him on the lunch list.
I remember the boy. He's definitely a backward child.
Does that make him any less hungry?
It's just not fair to the school. It's a pity we can't transfer it somewhere.
Transfer him? Where?
Yes, it isn't as if we had a school for backward children. If we did, of course, the problem would be a simple one.
But, Mr. Williams, I'm not sure this is a backward child.
He may not be a backward child, Miss Richards, but he certainly acts like one.
Mr. Williams, I know I'm a new teacher, and I haven't had much experience. But this boy, this CT,
Well, I know he isn't interested in anything we do or say, but he's my pupil now, and it's up to me to work it out.
I think we can take this up later. We'll have to adjourn now, and thank you.
Okay, so the principal is talking about how they're overextended in the school lunches, and he wants to go over some of the names. Oh no, he says that in Miss Richards' class, there's a lot of children that need to have the school lunch, and he wants to start with the names in her class, and he starts with CT, and then when the other teachers hear the name CT, they automatically say, "Oh, well, I had CT, and he's a backwards child," and you know, another teacher says, "Well, that doesn't mean he's not hungry," and the other teacher says, "Well, I never had to put him on the lunch list," and yeah, so the other teachers have already formed a negative opinion about CT, and Miss Richards, you know, says, "Well, I know I'm a new teacher here, but I want to help CT, and I think I can do it." And the principal says, "Well, you know, CT has very bad behavior, and if only we did have a school for backwards children, then he could go there, but we don't." And so, you know, they just really don't have a very good opinion about CT, and Miss Richards is like, she believes in CT. She believes in him. She knows that he's not a backwards child, and she believes that she can help him, and she tells Mr. Williams that she wants to try and help him, and that she believes in CT, and she believes that she can help him, and she knows that she's a first-year teacher, but she wants to try. And so, yes, and I really like her courage, her determination, her attitude toward her students, and I can really relate to her feeling that way, because that's how I felt about my students. Speaking on my experience, I also would hear other teachers speak about students that I would have in my class that they had previously, and they would tell me, "Oh, that child is this or that, or that, you know, blah blah blah," and you know, they were only trying to help me, but at the same time, it was like I didn't want to know because I wanted to form my own opinion about the child and whether I could help them or not, and not. I didn't want to know what they thought about the student. I wanted to discover. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not explaining myself very well, but anyway, yes, it's let's just say I admire her for accepting the challenge of wanting to help CT. let's just leave it at that. Okay, so anyway, let's continue.
Honey, I didn't know you could talk like that. You sure toned down. You were wonderful. I don't feel so wonderful right now.
Miss Richards,
Yes, Mr. Williams?
how long have you been teaching school, Miss Richards?
This is my first year.
Did it ever occur to you that the others might be right about CT?
Maybe they are. I just don't know yet.
Well, since you feel so strongly about it, I'll keep CT's name on the lunch list.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Williams.
That's all right, Miss Richards. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Williams.
She's young, she'll learn.
I like enthusiasm in a teacher. I think some of us lose it too soon.
Ooh, burn. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to say earlier. But yes, her enthusiasm and willingness to help a student is quite honorable, and then he putting the other teachers in their place in regards to speaking negatively about a student is also quite honorable. And I'm so glad he did it. But anyway, I could go on about that, but anyway, I'll just continue. Here we go.
8 times 8?
64.
9 times 9?
81.
10 times 10?
100.
4 times 3?
12.
7 times 7?
49.
8 times 8?
64.
9 times 9?
81.
Suppose we let CT answer this one. 9 times 9. Well, CT? I'll ask CT to remain. The rest of you may take the usual recess.
Tanya's waiting for him. Or she's concerned about him.
May I have that piece of paper you were working on? You remember while the rest of us were doing arithmetic? Come on, let me have it right now. That's not bad.
It's a picture of a caterpillar.
Tell me, CT, did you have any drawing last year?
Little, not much.
Let me show you something. You know, there are a lot of things you can learn from books besides arithmetic. There now, what do you think of that?
I like mine better.
Yours is very good, but you could do a lot better if you had the right books. You know, we all have to learn from someone who knows more than we do. And it all has to be written down in books, so that it can be passed on to the rest of us, so that we... Are you listening to me, CT?
No, ma'am. I don't think I am.
Okay, so CT was drawing a picture of a caterpillar while the rest of the class were giving answers to multiplication problems, and Miss Richards notices that he's drawing instead of answering the multiplication problems, and so she keeps him in class during recess, and she asks for the picture, and she unfolds it and sees that it's a very, very good picture of a caterpillar. And she opens a book and shows it to him, and it's the book has an illustration of a caterpillar and a butterfly, and she shows it to him, and he says, "Well, I like mine better." And yes, and she tells him that there's a lot of things that she asks him whether he had any drawing classes in the past, and he said, "No, not really." And she says, "Well, there's a lot of things that we can learn from books," and he's not listening to her, and she asks him, "Are you listening to me?" And he answers honestly, no, I don't think I am listening to you." And so she gets up and walks to the window and looks out the window, and she can see the other children playing during recess. And we're going to learn now how CT feels about the song that the children are singing as they're playing outside during recess. And he feels that way because he loves nature. He's a nature lover. He's a naturalist. And yeah, so here we go.
All right, CT, if you just won't listen, take your drawing and go on out and play with the other children.
Don't want to play that game. I ain't no mouse.
Very well, suit yourself. What did you say?
Said don't want to play that game. Don't want to sing that song. It's a mean thing to do, cut off a mouse's tail.
You know, that's just the way I've always felt about that sound, too.
Sure enough?
Sure enough.
Sure enough.
Okay, so we learned how CT feels about the song Three Blind Mice. He says he doesn't want to play that game, and he doesn't like that song because it's a terrible thing to do, to cut off a mouse's tail. And then Miss Richards asks him, "What did you say?" And he says, "It's a terrible thing to cut off a mouse's tail." And she says, "You know, I've always felt that way as well." And he says, "Sure enough." And then she says, "Sure enough." And so he turns around and walks out the room. And just as he's walking out the door, he turns around and glances back at her, and then turns back around and says, "Sure enough." And he walks out of the room. And we get the notion that he's finally found something that he likes about Miss Richards, which is her love of animals and nature. He's finally found something that he loves about her, which is her love of nature and animals, just like he loves nature and animals. And so now he's found something to like about her, and now he likes her. So now he's going to have a special connection with her. because they both love nature. Okay. All right, so let's continue. She's filling out the report cards. And she's having a hard time giving CT a grade. She gave him a C in, I think it's math. Let me go back. Let's see. He has all D's. D in math, D in reading, D in spelling, D in English, and desire to learn. In the category of desire to learn, she's having a hard time giving him a letter grade, but she's going to give him a C, which is good because he's gotten all D's, and a C is good. It's something he's never earned before. So it's good. A C, yes, a C. And desire to learn. And so this next scene is Miss Richards has stayed late after school to work on the report cards, and she just finished filling out the report cards, and she begins to hear the guitar and music coming from another room in the school, and she's going to go and find out where the music is coming from, and she's going to find Mr. Williams, the school principal, is the person playing the guitar and singing a song. And Mr. Williams is played by Harry Belefonte, and he's going to do a beautiful performance in the song that he sings. And yeah, it's a wonderful part of the film. The music is lovely.
Every night when the sun goes down, every night when the sun goes I can go back where I come every night when the sun goes down, every night when the sun goes down, hang my head, mournful crying. Miss Richards.
Good evening.
Just relaxing after a hard day's work.
That was a lovely drama.
Thank you.
Good night.
Ah, Mrs. Richards.
Yes.
You look tired.
I am.
You're looking like a pick-me-up when you're tired. Why don't I walk you down for an ice cream soda?
Why don't you?
She's handing out the report cards to the students.
Open it. Look at it. You have a passing C. The first C you've ever had.
She's anyway, going back to the scene with Harry Belefonte singing that song, we get the notion that there might be a romance brewing between Mr. Williams and Miss Richards. He tells her that she looks tired, and she says that she is. And he tells her, well, there's nothing like a pick-me-up if you're tired. How about if I treat you to an ice cream soda? And she says, how about you do? And so they go off, and they're going to go and have an ice cream soda together. So they're going to... there might be a romance brewing between them, and then the next day she's passing out the report cards to the students, and she gives CT his report card, and he just looks at it. He doesn't bother to open it up, and she goes into her inner monologue, and she's telling herself, open it up, CT. Look, you got to see the first C you've ever received. And but he doesn't do it. He doesn't want to look at it because he's always gotten failing grades or bad grades. So he already knows that it's just going to be the same old grades the same old bad grades that he's always gotten in the past, so he doesn't even bother to open it up. And so yeah, okay, so here we go. Next scene. Okay, the other children are, they've noticed that CT and Tanya have a special friendship with each other, and they're teasing them. They're telling Tanya, they're singing, Tanya has a fella, Tanya has a fella. And then the boys are just singing to CT, CT has a girl, CT has a girl. And they're going to tease Tanya and knock her down, and CT's gonna rescue her. Okay, so.
CT, what am I going to do with you? On the very day I gave you your first good mark.
Good mark.
Didn't you even read your report card? Well, take a good look at it right now.
I ain't never passed nothing before.
Okay, so CT rescues Tanya from being teased about their relationship, and in the process, he gets into a fight with the other children, and he gets in trouble, and Miss Richards calls him back to the classroom, and she tells him something along the lines of, what am I going to do with you, CT? And you've gotten yourself into trouble, and on the very day that I gave you a passing mark. And he is surprised about what she said, and he's like, he's surprised, and she's like, well, didn't you even see your report card? And he says no, and she's like, well, take a look at it. And so he pulls it out of his pocket, and he opens it up, and he sees that he gets a C in desire to learn. And he's like, I've never received a passing grade before. And he gets very happy, and walks out. And as he's walking out again, as he's walking out the door again, he stops and looks back at her and smiles, and then turns around and leaves. And you get the notion that he's found another reason to like Miss Richards. So the first reason he had to like her was her love of nature. And now he has the second reason to like her, which is that she gave him a passing grade. And then Miss Richards smiles and is happy about it. And so yes, so she's achieving her goal to help CT be successful in the 4th grade and hopefully pass the 4th grade and not have to repeat the 4th grade again. And so they're both very happy. And so let me pause and see if I can maybe fast forward through some scenes. So this video is running long, so let me see what I can do. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I'm back at the same spot. I discovered that there isn't a way for me to fast forward because the next scene is important as well. So in this scene, we're going to see that CT discovers something in nature that he really, really loves. And he gets very excited about. So here we go. Okay, after school, CT goes out into nature and is playing out in nature, and he climbs a tree, and he gets down from the tree and tells his dog, "Come here." I just love that name. His dog is named Come Here. He tells Come Here to be quiet, and he looks in the branches of the tree, and he finds a chrysalis. And if you remember at the beginning of the film starts off with CT out in nature, and he's looking at a caterpillar. And so now he's back at the same tree, and the caterpillar has now formed a chrysalis, and he's very happy to see that the caterpillar has gone into his chrysalis. And then he pulls out his report card from his pocket again and is admiring the passing grade that he got, and he's very happy. And so now the film is going to jump to the month of December, and it's Christmas time, and the children are working on Christmas projects. And Miss Richards is going to ask CT to work on drawings or posters of Christmas, and we're going to see that Tanya is coughing a little bit, and yes, let me see if I can fast forward through some of this scene. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and I just fast forwarded through just a few moments of the film, and it's Christmas time, and the students are working on projects, and Miss Richards is going to ask CT to work on to draw a poster for Christmas, and we're gonna find out if he wants to do it or not, and why. And also we're going to see that Tanya is coughing a little bit, and we're going to see how Tanya really loves CT. And yeah, it's just so beautiful. But yes, here we go. Oh, and we're also going to see CT at home celebrating Christmas with his family, and he's going to do something special for his mother, and we're going to see again how CT is a beautiful, loving, kind, caring, giving child at home as well. So he's just so beautiful. I just love CT. So anyway, here we go.
You like it, Miss Richards? Oh, yes, CT. I certainly do. The drawing is getting better all the time. But where would you ever see a bee like that in the middle of the winter?
Oh, I have lots of them at home. Me and them, we're sort of in business. They make a little honey, I sell it.
That's wonderful.
Oh, yes, I forgot that he tells Miss Richards that he has a beehive at home. And she says, well, we don't usually see bees in wintertime. And he says, yeah, I have bees at home. We're sort of in business together. They give a little honey, and I sell the honey. And they're in business together. He and the bees are in business together. So we learned that he has bees at home, and he's a beekeeper, and he sells the honey from the bees that he has at home. So anyway, okay.
Keep that up, I'll have to give you a beat. At least enjoy it. Oh, by the way, CT, will you help us with the Christmas poster?
What kind of poster?
Oh, something in a nice big Santa Claus.
Ain't no Santa Claus.
Oh, really, CT? All right, I won't argue with you about Santa Claus, but... Oh, never mind. Children, it's time for our music period. Will you help me with the work table, please?
So we find out that CT he wants to help with the Christmas poster, but he asked Miss Richards, what kind of poster would you like me to create for you? And she says, well, something along the lines of a big Santa Claus. And he's like, there ain't no Santa Claus. And she's like, oh, CT, I'm not going to argue about Santa Claus and argue with you about Santa Claus. And so we learned that CT doesn't believe in Santa Claus. And we can only infer that he probably doesn't believe in Santa Claus because his family is poor. And because they're poor, they probably don't usually get Christmas presents. So he probably doesn't believe in Santa Claus because of his poverty. So, which is very sad. So, anyway, so Miss Richards asks him to help clean up the work table, and he's going to meet up with Tanya, and we're going to see her coughing a little bit, and she's going to whisper something to him to show that she loves him. So yes, here we go. Another beautiful part of this film.
Thou art great, thou art good. And we...
She whispers Merry Christmas to him. So wonderful. And we see her coughing. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that right now. And so now we're going to see CT at home celebrating Christmas with his family. And he's going to do something special for his mother. And we're going to see how CT is such a really good son, a kind, loving, caring, giving son at home as well.
We thank thee for this food. By thy hand must all be fed. Give us, Lord, our daily bread.
Amen. And Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, Mother. Merry Christmas, children. Merry Christmas. Jimmy, come on, eat. Come on, eat. Do it now. This is not. Sure. All right. Look what your mother has for you, children. Isn't that lovely, huh? Isn't it nice?
Merry Christmas from the bees.
They shouldn't have done it, Jake. They can't afford to give his honey away. It's the only money he ever gets.
I wouldn't worry about that, Mother. I wouldn't worry about that at all.
Oh my goodness. I'm getting a little verklempt. So yeah, we see that CT is at home celebrating Christmas with his family, and he's one of 9 siblings, and we learned at the beginning of the film that his father only has occasional part-time work, so they're very poor, and there's a lot of hungry mouths to feed in his family, and so they barely make ends meet, and yet they have a lovely Christmas dinner, and the mother has baked a beautiful cake for Christmas, and while she leaves the table to get the cake, CT brings out a jar of honey and sets it on her plate, and he gives her a little jar of honey from the beehive that he tends, and he gives it to his mother for Christmas, and the mother and the jar of honey has a Christmas tag on it, and it says, CT wrote, "Merry Christmas from the bees." And the mother shows the father the jar, and she tells the father, "He shouldn't have given me a jar of honey from the bees. He can't afford to give me a jar of honey from the bees. It's the only money that he has." And the father says, "I wouldn't worry about that, mother. I wouldn't worry about that at all." Meaning, he did it because I'm getting choked up. He did it because he wanted to. Sorry. Give me a moment. He did it because he wanted to, and because he loves his mother. So he gave it to her from his heart. And it's just so beautiful. And I'm sorry. But it just shows how, it just further shows how lovely he is. What a lovely little boy he is. And I'm sorry. I'm getting choked up. But anyway, so yes, just more confirmation about how lovely CT is. And now you know why I love this movie so much. And and why I wanted to keep this film a secret as my own personal treasure, gem, my own jewel, my own treasure, hidden in a treasure box just for myself, because I just love this movie. And it reminds me of all the many different students I had that I loved and cared about, and just how wonderful children are, because they're so loving and giving and innocent and beautiful, just like CT. I had many children, many students in my class that were just like CT, and I just loved them so much. It kept me being a teacher every year, because I would just fall in love with my students so much. And but anyway, yeah, so just CT is just a lovely, lovely, beautiful child. And anyway, And because this film is such a beautiful film about a beautiful child, and even though I wanted to keep it secret and all to myself, I decided to share it with you because I believe, like I mentioned at the beginning of my video, that I believe everyone should see this film, because it's such a beautiful film, and it's not well known, and it's a very low budget film, and it had a very short filming schedule, but nonetheless, it still was a beautiful film made with very little money and in very little time. But still, this beautiful film was made, and I'm so glad that it was made. And in my research that I did to prepare for this video, I did not find that this film was preserved by the Library of Congress for the National Film Registry. And I was hoping that I would find that, but it isn't. And I just hope and pray that they will preserve this film in the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress, because it needs to be preserved. And it has been preserved, just not by the Library of Congress. But anyway, yes. So let's continue. The students are back from Christmas vacation, and they're going to share their stories of what they did over the Christmas holiday. Yes, so here we go. NCT has been taking care of the chrysalis.
Okay, I'm gonna be late. But don't tell anyone about this, understand?
And he's keeping the chrysalis a secret.
Good morning, Miss Richards. Did you have a pleasant Christmas?
Oh, yes, thank you. I had a fine visit with my family down in Mobile. It really feels good to get back to work again. Oh, yes, I want to thank you for that lovely gift.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. No, I was afraid you might have thought it was a bit too...
Too gay? No, I like to be gay once in a while.
Well, that's fine, just fine.
It is?
You know, Miss Richards, your class is doing very, very well. Even that boy CT is picking up quite a bit, isn't he?
Yes, but he's not doing as well as he could.
I see you still have high hopes for him.
Yes, very high.
Well, maybe you're right. There's no harm in hoping.
She still has high hopes for CT.
Hey, Junior! My name's not Junior. It's George Junior. That's what the man does today. Oh, Junior! Junior! That's Richard.
They're making fun of that little boy. They're calling him Junior.
Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's good to be with you again. I hope you all had a very nice Christmas. It's been quite a long time since we last met. I'm sure we all have a lot to talk about. Think about it, too. Suppose we start off the new year by providing oral English with one of our poetry. Now, let's see. What should we think about today? Booker?
Don't want to think about nothing. Don't want to? Not wanna. Want to. Don't want to think about nothing. He shouldn't say nothing. The right word is anything. Don't want to think about anything.
Very good, Booker. That was very well said. But we should think about something. Now, hands on desk. Eyes shut. Let's all think of the thing most beautiful to each other.
CT doesn't want to do it. Tanya's smiling at him.
Well, my friend, what's the matter now? Come on, try hard. There must be something worth remembering, even if there is no Santa Claus.
All right, suppose we compare notes now. George, what would you say is the most beautiful thing in the world?
A 16-cylinder automobile with the top down.
Boy.
Baseball, something, baby balloons, socks, Olympics.
Roger.
Miss Richards, I can't think of anything beautiful. I just keep thinking of Joey.
Joey? Who's Joey?
Joey is a big boy in the 5th grade. I played marbles with him yesterday and I won. But Joey won't give me the marbles. So I just keep thinking of Joey.
Well, thank you just the same, Roger. Rachel?
The most beautiful thing as I remember it is my Christmas. In the morning, my father preached a beautiful sermon. And at noon, we had a beautiful dinner. And I got a beautiful doll and a beautiful carriage and beautiful clothes. And that wasn't all. I got a doll too and it's really tall. I got a baby carriage and a music box too. I got a pocket knife. I got some new shoes. I got a mic.
I got.
All right. Thank you very much. C.T., what would you say is the most beautiful thing in the world? What did you do during Christmas vacation, C.T.?
I didn't do nothing much. I mean, anything much. I just helped around the house, took care of my bees, sold some honey, bought some paint for the house, fixed up the porch real nice.
Blessings on you, C.T. I'm proud of you. You didn't get, you gave.
I guess that's all. Oh, yeah, except for Miss Smith, the white lady Mama works for. She was sick of it, took care of her chickens. I thought she'd give me one, maybe, but she didn't. I was going to take one when I didn't. Well, that's all.
I'm sorry, but I think that'll have to be all for now. Well, maybe there's time for just one more time. What's the most beautiful thing you've thought of?
A princess.
A princess?
Yes, a princess in a fairy tale. A fairy tale. Read the white.
Very well. If you want a fairy tale, you shall have one by all means. I'm not going to tell you a fairy tale. You're going to tell me one. Our February project will be a fairy tale play, The Sleeping Beauty. Now remember, you're the audience.
Okay, so we saw that Mr. Williams greets Miss Richards again after the Christmas holidays and asks her what she did for Christmas, and she said that she went back to Mobile, Alabama to visit her, to spend Christmas with her family, and then she thanked him for a gift that he gave her, and then he asked her about CT, and she says that he's not doing as well as he could, but she still has high hopes for him, and he tells her that's good, all we can do is hope, and he walks away. And so, you know, we still get the notion that there might be a romance brewing between them two. And she still has high hopes for CT, and then she asks the class to talk about what they think is the most beautiful thing in the world. And she has them put their hands on their desk and close their eyes and think about what they think is the most beautiful thing in the world. And we see that CT doesn't want to do it. He just doesn't believe in doing it. And she calls for different students in the classroom to share, and they shared, and they give typical children. They give typical responses that children would give, and then they start talking about what they got for Christmas, and she goes into her inner monologue, and she thinks, I got. Everybody's talking about I got. And then she asks CT what he got for Christmas, and he doesn't. He says nothing, but I did help around the house, and he took care of his bees, sold a little bit of honey, got paint for the house, fixed up the porch, and so on and so on. And she thinks and she says in her inner monologue, she's thinking, oh, bless you, CT, you're not talking about what you got, you're talking about what you gave. So she recognized that good quality about him. And and then she wants to wrap up that lesson, and but Tanya is, waving her hand in the air, and she wants to say something, and she's like, okay, Tanya, you'll be the last one to speak. What do you want to say? What do you think is the most beautiful thing in the world? And she says, a princess. And she's like, yes, princesses are the most beautiful things in the world, like in a fairy tale. And then you see CT go, oh gosh, fairy tales. So you know that CT doesn't believe in fairy tales either. He doesn't believe in Santa Claus. He doesn't believe in fairy tales. He doesn't believe in skyscrapers. He only believes what he sees in nature. And the class asked Miss Richards for a fairy tale story to listen to, but she's like, no, I think that will be our class project. Our next class project is, I want you to tell me a fairy tale. And we'll do the fairy tale Sleeping Beauty. And they all are very excited about being able to create the fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty. And so that becomes their next project. And so yeah, that's the next scene, is the children working on the fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty. And this is going to lead to a very big, a big surprising incident. And I'll just let you discover it. Okay, here we go.
Roses, form your hedge. And your places, guys.
They have costumes and everything. And they're practicing the play of Sleeping Beauty. And Mr. Williams, the principal,
Now remember, everybody in the palace has been
is there.
for 100 years.
the Wicked Witch, or the Wicked Fairy. There's a good fairy and a wicked fairy.
Don't worry, everything will work out all right. I'm the good fairy. No, it won't. Not if I'm wicked. You'll see, as soon as Prince Charming comes, the princess will wake up and we'll all have a wonderful party.
Prince Charming came. He'll never get to those jokes. And even if he does, he won't wake them up. They're going to sleep for 100 years.
Look, here comes Prince Charming now. Look out, Prince Charming. Go, boy. Open up, Prince Charming. George, you all right?
Boy, what are you trying to do? It says in the book, the road is chose the prince. And that's what I'm trying to say. We chose it.
Wake up, fair one. It is I, Prince Charming. Wake up, fair one. It is I, Prince Charming. Dang it. I know what I'm supposed to say.
Tanya! Miss Richards, she's sure enough sleeping. I can't wake her.
Tanya.
Miss Richards, this girl is sick. Very sick.
Feels like a fever. I better get Dr. Mitchell.
I'll get someone to take her home.
Perhaps just a fresh coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Hamilton. Coffee, Dr. Mitchell. Doctor, I want you to know how much I appreciate all you've done.
It's all right. I wish I could do more. Such a beautiful child.
Only we had some warning of this.
That's the trouble with pirates, Moon. It doesn't give you any warning. It doesn't give you any time. It strikes like a thief in the night, and it strikes hard.
Is there any hope?
There's always hope, Bridget. I sent for the serum. I'll do everything I can.
God bless you, Doctor.
I think you better get some rest. I'm going to stay here for a while.
Good night, Doctor.
Good night.
I have to leave now, Mrs. Hamilton. I'll be out again tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yes. Tomorrow.
Don't worry, Mrs. Hamilton.
Worry. No.
Good night, Miss Richards. I wish I knew how to thank you for everything. There's nothing to thank me for. We all love Kenya. Everything lasts such a little while. Why, Miss Richards? Why can't things last just a bit longer?
Why? She's so little. Good night, Mrs. Hamilton.
Hello, C.T. Would you like to walk as far as the corner with me?
Yes, I sure would. Tanya ain't gonna die, is she?
Now, C.T., who said anything about dying?
Is she?
We don't know for sure, C.T. All we know is there's always hope.
What happens when people die?
You know the answer to that, C.T. We had it in Sunday school.
Yes, sir, I know. But what I mean is, if Tanya does die, won't I never see her again? Won't she never come back? Oh, C.T., I don't want Tanya to die. I don't. If this was sure a God, he won't let her die. Here, Jenny.
Okay. So we see there that as they're practicing their fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty, they discover that when the little boy that plays Prince Charming goes up to Tanya, who plays Sleeping Beauty, when he goes to kiss her and wake her up, she doesn't wake up. And he tries several times to wake her up, and she doesn't wake up. And then CT runs over to her and tries to wake her up, and she doesn't wake up. And then he tells Miss Richards, she's sure enough fast asleep. I can't get her to wake up. And so Miss Richards and Mr. Williams comes over to her, and they try to wake her up, but she won't wake up. And they discover that she has a fever, and so they take her home. And the doctor is there, and he tells Miss Richards that she has viral pneumonia, and that it strikes like a thief in the night, and it hits hard, and so they're hoping that she will recover, but she never does, and she dies. And CT takes it really hard, and he says, if she dies, will I never see her again? And Miss Richards says, well, who says anything about dying? We don't know what's going to happen. All we can do is hope. And she said, and CT goes, if there's a God, he won't let her die. He won't let her die. And he runs off. And unfortunately, she does die. And the film cuts to several days later. And CT goes to visit her grave, and he puts a flower on the grave, and her crown, her princess crown that she was wearing while she was practicing for the play, and they show that he's crying and grieving for her. And it's so sad. And we're going to see that CT takes her death very, very hard. And it affects his progress in school. And it's going to set him back. His progress is set back, and he actually doesn't go back to school for a long time. He just quits going to school because he takes her death very, very hard. And Miss Richards is going to have to work harder to help CT pass 4th grade. And anyway, so this whole part of the film where Tanya dies, and CT takes it hard. When I saw this for the first time, when I watched this film for the first time, it reminded me of the scene in the film, in the contemporary film of the film called My Girl. And I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the film My Girl with Macaulay Culkin and Anna Chomsky. I'm forgetting her last name. But when oh gosh, I'm forgetting his name. When Thomas J dies in the film My Girl, and Anna or Veda takes it really hard and cries at his funeral and wants to put his glasses on because he can't see without his glasses, and you just choke up because it's so sad. And it just reminded me of that scene, and I was like, and I say this all the time, and when I post things on my Facebook page and I talk about film and the fact that there's nothing new under the sun, it's all been done before. When I saw this film for the first time and I saw this scene where Tanya dies and CT takes it really, really hard, I remembered the film My Girl also, and I'm like, okay, so, you know, the death scene has already been done before in this film Bright Road, and so it was redone in the film My Girl. So again, confirmation that there's nothing new under the sun. It's all been done before. So yeah, so anyway, so sad, and it's just going to set back CT's progress in the 4th grade, and he actually stops going to school for a long time because he takes her death very hard, and yeah, so okay, back to the film. They're asking him where he's been off to, because he hasn't been to school. He's been skipping school. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We know how he feels about that song. He doesn't like it because he thinks it's cruel to cut off a mouse's tail. And because he's highly sensitive about the loss of Tanya, it's going to anger him, and he's going to get into a fight because he's very upset about Tanya's death, and he doesn't like that song. He says it's cruel to cut off a mouse's tail, and so he's just going to get himself into a fight. The little boys just want to fight. Give him room, give him room.
You'll all remain after school. Report your classes immediately. CT, I'll see you in my office now.
All right, Booker, all right. Stop your crying. We'll take care of that cut.
Miss Richards, this boy will have to be punished. Well, I know he's been hurt, deeply hurt. Because you've been hurt, you can't go on hurting other people.
Yes, Mr. Williams, and how will you punish him?
And so Mr. Williams comes out to break up the fight. And he tells Miss Richards, this boy needs to be punished, but he has to learn. And I know he's been hurt, very, very hurt, meaning he's been hurt by Tanya's death. But he has to learn that he can't take his anger out on others. And so he needs to be punished. And Miss Richards says, yes. And how will you punish him? And he doesn't answer. He just walks off with CT. And yes, so next scene is going to be of Mr. Williams and CT in the principal's office. And Mr. Williams is going to punish CT.
Well, CT,
Yes, sir?
running away from school, staying away, fighting as soon as you get back. What would you recommend I do?
What else is there but a whipping?
That's right.
Well, might as well whip. You gave me 6 last time.
Don't you tell me how to do my job. And I hope this whipping takes effect. And I hope I never see you in here in trouble again.
Seems like trouble just keeps happening.
There must be a far more effective way of punishing you. There must be some way.
And so you're not to talk to CT, and he's not to talk to you. He's to work by himself and play by himself. And anyone who does talk to him will receive the same punishment. Whatever CT decides to tell us he's sorry for what he did, the punishment will be over.
I'm never gonna say I'm sorry.
Okay, so Mr. Williams tells CT, well, you stopped coming to school, and the moment you get back, you get into a fight. And so what do you think I should do? And CT tells him, well, there's nothing else you can do but to give me a whipping. And Mr. Williams agrees, and so he grabs his ruler, and CT holds out his hands. He already knows what to do because he's been in the principal's office before, and he's gotten lashes from the principal in the past before, and so it's routine with him, and so he already knows what's going to happen. And so he holds out his hands, and Mr. Richards gives him 4 hard lashes, and he stops. And then CT goes, well, you gave me 6 last time. And he's like, don't tell me how to do my job. And then he says there must be some way of punishing you that will work. And it ends there. And then the next scene is we see CT is seated apart from the other students. He's seated alone, apart, away from the other students. And then Miss Richards says, nobody is allowed to talk to CT or play with CT or help CT. He has to work alone and play alone, and he'll continue to do that until he apologizes for what he's done. And then CT says, I'm never going to apologize for what I've done. And it ends there. And now we're going to see Miss Richards. She's filling out progress reports on the students, and she's going to have to record that CT has dropped in his progress in school. So yes, here we go. And so there's CT's card. And notice that on CT's card, his progress has shot all the way up because he was making such great progress. But then Tanya dies. Tanya dies and Tanya dies, and CT takes it really, really hard, and his progress has dropped, and she has to record it. And he drops dramatically down. And yeah. Okay. He's still being punished. He has to work alone and play alone and sit away from the other students.
All right, let's see who has the correct answer to the first problem. CT? CT?
Let me go back because my camera blurred out. Miss Richards asked CT for the answer to a division problem, and CT, she has to call on him several times because he's not paying attention, and then he finally gets up to look at the problem, and he can't solve the problem, and so she immediately stops and records a grade for him in mathematics, and then my camera blurred out, and so I don't remember what she wrote. So let me play that again. She gives him an F. And he has 3 Fs. She gives him an F in mathematics, and then he has 2 other Fs, which is not good at all.
Man, you sure need help. You ain't no better now than you were at Christmas.
Shut up. I'm not supposed to talk to you. Nobody's supposed to talk to you.
All right then, don't talk to me.
Ah, heck. You don't know the answers anyway.
That's what you and that old teacher think.
Shut up. I said nobody's supposed to talk to you. But it sure could use the answers.
You ain't gonna talk to me and I ain't gonna talk to you. I'm just gonna happen to mention some numbers and you're just gonna happen to write them down. 9 times 5 is 45.
9 times 5 over 45.
Is, boy, is. 3 times 8 is 24.
3 times 8 are 24.
7 times 2 is 14.
7 times 2 are 14.
4 times 7 is 28.
So that's how it is. You won't do the arithmetic for me, but you will do it for Roger. You know, I ought to punish you both for this. But I don't think I will.
8 times 6 is 48.
8 times 6 are 48.
Is, boy, is. Oh my God, that's so wonderful. Okay, so I just love that scene. It's so wonderful. Let me just go.
8 times 6 are 48.
Is, boy.
Is, boy, is.
I'm just gonna happen to mention some numbers, and you're just gonna happen to write them down. 9 times 5 is 45.
So, Miss Richards has a student. She asks the students to stay behind from recess to practice his multiplication facts, and the little boy doesn't know his multiplication facts, and CT is seated right by the chalkboard because he's been separated from the rest of the students, and he has to stay in from recess because he's punished for starting that fight. And as we saw in the previous scene, Miss Richards had already given him an F in mathematics because he couldn't solve the division problem that she asked him to solve. And so Miss Richards is under the impression that CT doesn't know his multiplication facts and is not very good at math. And Anyway, the little boy is writing down the wrong answers to the multiplication facts. And CT notices, and he tells the little boy that, that he hasn't learned anything since Christmas. And the little boy says, "Shut up. I'm not even supposed to talk to you, and you're not supposed to talk to me." And CT says, "Okay, have it your way." And then the little boy says, "Well, if you know the answers, I could use some help." And CT goes, "Okay, well, let's just do it this way. Since I'm not supposed to help you and you're not supposed to talk to me, I just am going to happen to say some numbers, and you're just going to happen to write them down." So that they can get around this whole, we're not supposed to talk to each other business. And so the little boy, CT gives him the answer to 9 times 5. He says 9 times 5 is not 40, it's 45. And so he writes it down, and then he says 3 times 8 is 24. And the little boy goes, 3 times 8 are 24. And CT goes, "Is, boy." Is 3 times 8 is 24. And the little boy, he just doesn't get it. He keeps saying 3 times 8 is that 3 times 8 are 24. 7 times 2 are 14. And he keeps saying that, and CT keeps giving him the answers. And the little boy writes them down, and then Miss Richards comes in, and she sees that CT does know his math, is good at math, but he's just been choosing not to show it in class. And and CT tells the little boy, I think something along the lines, I'm not remembering, but the little boy says, I thought you didn't know your math. And CT goes, "Well, that's what you think, and that old teacher think, that I don't know my math." So he's been hiding the fact that he does know his math. And so Miss Richards then walks in and sees that he does know his math. And so she's like, "Oh, so that's how it is." And so she changes his grade from F to an A in math. And then we see the little boy writing down the answers again, and he says, 4 times 4 are 16, and 5 times 2 are 10. And CT goes, "Is, boy, is." Which I think is so funny, but anyway. Yeah, so CT does, he again, it goes back to what he said before. I have nothing against school, but I have nothing for it as either, so he knows things. He's smart. He just doesn't want to show it. So anyway, okay, so let's get back to the movie.
9 times 5 are 45.
Is, boy, is. 3 times 8 is 24.
3 times 8 are 24.
7 times 2 is 14.
7 times 2 are 14.
4 times 7 is 28.
So that's how it is. You won't do the arithmetic for me, but you will do it for Roger. I ought to punish you both for this. But I don't think I will.
8 times 6
That's
is
her inner
48.
monologue again.
8 times 6 are 48.
Is, boy, is.
Is, boy, is. And she's going to change his F to an A. In mathematics. Yay, CT, yay.
Now just a moment, please. Before we dismiss for lunch, Sarah Lee has an announcement to make.
It's a circus.
Maybe it's a parade.
Boy, oh boy, let me out.
Now, it's only a collide thing. You can all look at it during lunch hour. Now listen, please, for just a moment. Sarah Lee?
My father has bought us all tickets for the circus. And Miss Richards she says the whole school is gagged out early. So we'll miss a thing, not a thing.
Yes, Booker.
Miss Richards, can CT go with us too?
That's entirely up to CT. But if he doesn't want to, I'll arrange for someone to stay with him here.
Well, CT, how long can you keep this up? I know you've been hurt, but please come out of your shell.
Tell her you're sorry, CT.
No, never gonna say I'm sorry.
But when are you ever gonna see a circus again?
Who cares about an old circus?
Good afternoon.
So the circus has come to town, and one of the little girls in the class has a surprise for the class, and she says that her father bought a ticket for all of the students in the class so that they can go to the circus, and Miss Richards is dismissing the class early so that they can all go to the circus and won't miss any part of the circus. And so she dismisses the class, and they all leave excited to go to the circus. And then one little boy stays behind and asks Miss Richards if CT can go with them to the circus. And she says, well, that's entirely up to CT if he wants to go or not. And CT says, she says he can go if he wants to, but he has to apologize for causing the fight when he comes back to school after Tanya's death. And CT goes, I'm never going to apologize. And the little boy stays behind, and he goes up to CT and tells CT, don't you want to go to the circus? When are you ever going to see a circus again? And he's like, I don't care about any circus. I'm never going to say I'm sorry. And the little boy, turns around and walks out. And so, and then Miss Richards, tells him, or Miss Richards has another inner monologue, and she's like, I know you've been hurt, and when are you going to come out of your shell? And I know you've been hurt, and it's hard, but you need to come out of your shell. And so yes, he is still having a very hard time with Tanya's death. So anyway, I'm going to pause and see if I can fast forward through some of the next scenes. We'll see. Okay, hold on. Okay, I am back, and I decided not to fast forward through any scene. I'm just going to let it play through, and we are at the final about 10 minutes of the film, and they're all very important scene. So, yes, I'm just going to let it play the last final about 10 minutes. Okay, here we go.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Where are you planning on spending your vacation?
In Mobile.
You don't seem very happy about it.
Oh, yes, I am. It's not bad.
It's CT.
Yes. Seems I failed. I thought that mine would be the one class in which you wouldn't have to spend 2 years.
Be careful, Jane. A good teacher loves the children in her class, but she doesn't let them break her heart. She needs her heart for next semester.
You can talk to your heart, but how can you make it listen?
So, Miss Richards goes to the principal's office to file some forms, and Mr. Williams asks her what she's going to do for her summer vacation, and she tells him that she's going to go back to Mobile, Alabama to spend time with her family. And he says, well, you don't sound very happy about it. And she says, well, and he says, it's CT, isn't it? And she says, yes. And she says, she confesses to him that she feels like she's failed. She's failed the goal that she had set for herself to help CT pass the 4th grade the first year, or the first time around. And then he says, be careful. A good teacher doesn't allow her heart to be broken by her students. And she needs to save her heart for the next year. And then she says, well, you can tell your heart to not break, but you can't make it listen. And so, yes, her heart is broken that she hasn't been able to help CT. And so she's sad about that. And so, anyway, let's continue. They're having a rest period. So they're having a rest period, and all the children have their heads down on their desk, resting. And I just love this scene because I remember fondly when I was in school having a rest period where we would put our heads down on the desk and rest and take a little snooze. And then as a teacher, I had a rest period with my students as well. So it just, I love this scene. It just brings back so many memories, wonderful memories. But we do, we see Miss Richards singing a lullaby to her students, and then we see CT is still separated from the rest of the class, and we see him looking longingly at Tanya's empty desk. And so we still see that he misses her greatly and still is having a hard time with her death. And he keeps looking at her empty desk longingly and sadly while Miss Richards sings the lullaby to the class. And it's so sad. And now we're going to see something important happen. Here we go. Bees are flying into the window.
Don't hit them. There ain't no way. Don't hit them. You gotta get the queen. I'll get her. Now you want to stay where you are. So CT saves the day as they're taking their rest period. Miss Richards has her windows open, and a swarm of bees fly through the window, and the children get scared and start swatting at the bees, and CT tells them, don't swat at them, that's not what to do. And if you remember, CT has bees at home. He has a beehive, and he's a beekeeper, and so he knows all about bees. And so he comes to the rescue. He tells everybody to stay still and don't swat at the bees, and he goes and he gets the queen bee, and he puts her in a jar, and he says to the queen bee, tell them to follow, because he knows that the queen bee communicates to the other bees. And so he takes the queen bee out of the classroom through the window, and the other bees follow the queen bee, and he takes the queen bee into a hollowed out tree trunk and puts her
in the hollowed out tree trunk, and the other bees follow. And so he saves the day. And because he knows all about bees, because he's a beekeeper and he has a beehive at home. I think it's called a beehive. Well, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, and yes, and now another important important event is going to happen next, and so let's see. The chrysalis is moving. The music is so perfect for the film as well.
Good day, sir.
CT.
Yes, sir.
I want you to know that we're all very proud of you, CT.
You are?
Find the rest of your class in the auditorium.
Oh, could I leave this for Miss Richards in our room?
Certainly, go ahead.
The others are in the auditorium. Why, is that your caterpillar? The one you've been drawing all winter?
It's almost ready to be a butterfly.
CT, how wonderful.
I was saving it for Tanya. Would you like it, Miss Richards?
Why, CT, I'd love it. Would it be all right if I share this with the class?
Sure enough.
Fine, you call the class and I'll take care of things here. Oh, CT.
Yes, Miss Richards?
I never said thank you, did I?
It's all right, Miss Richards. Never said I was sorry either.
Think of it. Lots of...
Okay, so CT discovers that his chrysalis is moving and is about to open up, and so he brings the chrysalis back to school, back to school, and he runs into Mr. Williams, the principal, and he's nervous about bringing the chrysalis to school. He doesn't think that Mr. Williams is going to allow him to bring the chrysalis to school, and so he tries to sneak past him, but he can't do it, and Mr. Williams stops him, and he tells him, and when CT hears him stopping him, he thinks he's going to be told to not bring the chrysalis to school, but Mr. Williams surprises him and says, we're all proud of you, CT. And CT goes, oh, you are? He goes, yes. He says, and Mr. Williams tells him, your class is in the auditorium. And then CT asks Mr. Williams, can I bring this chrysalis to Miss Richards? And Mr. Williams says yes. And so he runs in, and he goes to his classroom and puts the chrysalis in the classroom. And he turns around, and Miss Richards is there, and she tells him, oh, is that your chrysalis? Is that your caterpillar from winter? And he says, yes, it's in a chrysalis, and it's about to come out. And and she says, oh, that's wonderful. And then he tells her, I was saving it for Tanya, but I'd like to give it to you. and would you like it? And she says, yes, I'd love it. Thank you. And then she says, I never thanked you for saving the class from the bees. And then he says, oh, that's okay. I never apologized for starting the fight after Tanya's death. And then she gives him a little bump on the face, and he goes off to get the class from the auditorium. And so they're back on good terms with one another, and he's improved in class, and so everything's good. And now we're going to see the butterfly come out of the chrysalis, and Miss Richards is going to explain what has happened to the caterpillar in the chrysalis to the class, to teach them about the life cycle of a caterpillar into a butterfly. And then she's going to tie it to religion. She's going to tie it to how humans are going to be born again as well with God, which, in my personal opinion, I happen to agree with and like. So, but it's a free country, and I understand that there are many people in the world that don't believe in that, but so, you're free to believe what you want to believe. I have nothing against other people's beliefs or religions or anything, but it's my personal belief that I agree with her, her beliefs and her opinion about it. So anyway, here we go.
To me, he was just a little old caterpillar crawling along on the ground. Now he's come to awake after a long winter's sleep. A beautiful change is taking place. He's being born all over again, just as you and I will be born again someday, and everyone we've ever known or loved. We don't know what it'll be like any more than the caterpillar did. And so when the butterfly spreads its wings and flies away, we have to remember that we've been very lucky. For here today we have a wonderful promise of things to come.
You mustn't. Lift away and Stacy can get you.
C.T. was right, Sarah Lee. Even the butterfly must have its freedom. I hope you both have a pleasant vacation.
So she teaches the class about the caterpillar and the butterfly, and then she says that the caterpillar has been born again, just like we are going to be born again, and that the caterpillar had no idea what it was going to be like to become a butterfly, just like people are not going to know what it's like to be born again. And she says that we're going to all be born again, as well as everyone that we know and love will be born again. And when the butterfly spreads its wings, it's the hope of things to come. And yeah, I totally agree with that. And when we're all born again, we're not gonna know what it's gonna be like, but when we do finally get there, it's going to be the hope of things to come are going to be wonderful. And so that's just my personal belief, but and you're free to believe what you believe, and I have nothing against your beliefs either. So, but anyway, yes, and then the butterfly comes out of the chrysalis and flies around in the classroom, and all the children are trying to touch it, and then one little girl tries to swat at it, and CT tells her, "You mustn't," and slaps her hand down, and the little girl complains to Mr. Williams that CT hurt her, and then he sticks up for CT and says, "You're right, or CT's right, even a butterfly is allowed to be free," which is, he said a mouthful there as well, and the little girl goes off, sad that she got in trouble or, did something wrong, and then CT is looking down, like feeling guilty that he did that, and is expecting to be punished, but Mr. Williams doesn't punish him, and he tells CT and Miss Richards that he hopes they have a good summer, and he walks out, and so yes, and now we're going to see the final scene in the film.
Oh, Miss Richards. You know what?
What, CT?
I love you.
Okay, so that's the end of the film, and so we saw there that CT let's see if I remember. CT tells Miss Richards oh my goodness, I'm not remembering. Let me go back and I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, Miss Richards. You know what?
What, CT?
I love you.
Yes, he's relieved that Mr. Williams didn't punish him for slapping the hand down of the little girl that was going to swat the butterfly. And so he turns around to leave. And once again, he stops at the doorway and glances back at her, and then turns around and comes back into the classroom. And he says, "Oh, Miss Richards, you know what?" And she says, "What?" "I love you." Oh my God. Oh, it's so beautiful. And she's delighted and she has a big smile on her face. And I just love this scene because the dialogue that is written for CT to say, because that's how I remember children when they speak to you, they always begin a conversation with a question, just like he did. He said, "Oh, Miss Richards, oh, Miss Richards, you know what?" And she says, "What?" "I love you." And that is exactly how children speak. Take it from me, of a teacher for more than 26 years. That's exactly how children speak to you. Is they lead with a question. And I used to get questions all day long about this or that, and yeah, and then they are so wonderful and loving and caring. And I got hugs all day, and I got told that they love me. They would tell me, "I love you, Miss Ruiz. I love you. I love you." And they would hug me, and they would look for me, and they're like, "Where is she? Where is she?" And they're just so beautiful. Children are just so beautiful. And I miss it greatly, greatly, greatly. I just miss it. It's just like a piece of my heart that's been torn away from me. And but yeah, so yes. And so then she goes to the window, and he waves goodbye to her, and she waves back, and he runs off with his dog, Come Here. Her name is Come Here. And he's following the butterfly. There's the butterfly. And he's following it because he loves nature. And he gets to the bridge, and he tosses something into the bridge. I'm not sure what it is. And it's the end of the film. So yes, that's the end of the film. And yes, this is just such a beautiful film, and I just love it. And I've kept this film in my treasure box because it's my jewel, my gem, my secret film that I love. And I had to really think long and hard whether I wanted to share it with you. But I thought, well, no, this is such a beautiful film that I believe everyone should see this film. And again, it was very low budget film. In my research, I believe that it said that the budget was like $300,000, and then unfortunately, it only brought in $200,000 at the box office, so it lost money. And but this film is just so beautifully made. The performances are wonderful, and it's an all-black cast. And the children were wonderful. Harry Belefonte did a great job. Dorothy Dandridge did just a marvelous job as Miss Jane Richards, the fourth grade teacher. And C.T., young Philip Hepburn is his name. Philip Hepburn plays C.T., and he did just a wonderful job in this film, and it's just so heartwarming and just wonderful. And yeah, and so this is another one of my all-time favorite films. I have so many, I just can't choose a top film because each one is near and dear to my heart, and this one especially, but I say that about all the films that I've shared with you. Yeah, it's just a wonderful film, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I thank you for watching with me. And yes, so once again, this is the film called Bright Road, released in 1953, starring Dorothy Dandridge, the beautiful, wonderful Dorothy Dandridge, and Harry Belefonte, and young Philip Hepburn as C.T., and young Barbara Ann Sanders as Tanya. And it's directed by Gerald Mayer, and he's the nephew of Louis B. Mayer of MGM Studios. And he turned a B picture to an A picture. Even though it's not very well known, it's just beautifully made. He did just a beautiful job with this film. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do get a chance to watch it without my interruptions and commentary, I highly recommend that you watch it on your own without interruptions and commentary. I think you will just really enjoy it. And yes, and so I'm sharing it because it's back to school month here in America. All the students are starting school again, and so yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this film, and thank you for watching with me. And yes, until next time, take care. God bless. And remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I. Mwah.